Hi and welcome back. Today we are going to tackle something that is one of the most difficult things you are going to ever do in your life, which is smoking cessation. If you are a smoker, you already know that you need to quit smoking, so I'm not going to beat you up about it. I'm sure you've probably already done a fine job of beating up yourself, and so have all of your concerned friends and relatives. So what I'm here to do today is to give you some helpful, productive advice so that you can set out with the tools to be successful. First things first, are you ready? Do you really want to do this? If not, it's not the right time. Yes, you need to quit, but you need to do it at a time when it's not unduly stressful in your life, there's not a lot of other things going on, but make sure it's the right time because you want to set yourself up for success. So you may be in the pre-contemplation phase or maybe in the contemplation phase. Let's pick a time and really go for it. We need to have a multidisciplinary approach if you're going to be set up with the tools to make yourself successful in the long run. So how do we get quit and stay quit for good? It takes most people several times of quitting if they're really going to be successful, so don't beat yourself up too much. Get back on the horse and try again when it's the right time. We have to address the physical addiction, which everybody knows that. There's no way to get around it, and that's the toughest part. We also have to have part of the approach be behavioral, meaning you have to replace that habit because there's nothing that can substitute this in times of need. You have to have a plan ahead of time so that you don't go straight back to smoking. And then for some people, medications are also an option, so we'll address those too. Next, you want to identify your strengths. Do you have a great support system, some friends or family members who will be your cheerleaders or accountability partners? You don't need someone who's gonna get down on you. You need somebody who is going to lift you up and be cheering for you and rooting for your success. Also, what else are you really good at? Let's focus on the things that you do well and try to accentuate those so that we can celebrate your successes. Also, identify potential pitfalls. Are there certain situations where you need to have alternate plans, a certain group of friends, or certain social situations? Or do you smoke in the car to and from work, or while you're at home in the evenings watching TV? Change up your routine so that it doesn't feel all too familiar to go back to smoking. I find it's very helpful in these situations to write these things down. Make yourself a chart, because when you are in a craving phase for nicotine, it is hard to remember those things. So you need to have many things written down that you can go back to and read over, and little sayings that you give yourself or little mantras or whatever you want to call them, but have those written down so that you can look at them and so that they're real. Next, set a quit date. Is it your birthday or your mom's birthday or a holiday? Maybe New Year's Day when everybody is doing their New Year's resolution. Set a quit date and really try to stick to that if you can. Next, set yourself some goals. Obviously, the ultimate goal is quitting smoking and staying there. Have some exciting things to look forward to as you reach those goals. Do you want to buy yourself a new pair of shoes, or maybe go out to a nice dinner or something, so you'll have a reason to be doing this?
3 words for you: treat yourself.
Yes, good health is the ultimate goal, but have things to celebrate along the way so that it will be more fun. Next comes the actual quitting part. It's all been fun and games up till now, but it's about to get real. Nicotine withdrawal. I haven't ever done it before, but people tell me it's just absolutely horrible. And they say that nicotine is the second most addictive thing known to man. So hang on, and hopefully you have your good support system in place. If you want to come back and watch this video over and over again, Dr. Mindy's rooting for you. And so is all of our group of subscribers.
You can do it!
Nicotine withdrawal symptoms can be anywhere from shakes, sweats, irritability, rapid heart rate, basically anything miserable that you can imagine. Some people will get nauseous and vomit. That's not quite as common, but just feeling bad all over. Nicotine withdrawal symptoms can last up to 3 to 4 weeks. So we need to have a plan in place so we don't go straight back to the cigarettes. There are many nicotine replacement products that are available, anywhere from gum or pouches to nicotine patches or the inhalers that are cartridges that are very much like cigarettes, and you can step down gradually on the dose of nicotine if you prefer that way. That way you're not going into withdrawal, or certainly nothing as severe. Some people want to do it cold turkey. Hats off to you if you can do it that way. If you're just not successful, then talk to your doctor, because there are things that we can do to help also. If you call the 1-800-QUIT-NOW hotline, they have resources available too. You can get free nicotine replacement products and also counseling, and that can be very helpful because it's generally people who have gone through and conquered this addiction that are helping you in your road as well. Other things that your doctor can prescribe, we have used bupropion, which was many years ago marketed under the name Zyban for smoking cessation. It's the same medication that is in the antidepressant Wellbutrin, and for some people it can help curb their cravings. The best thing that I have seen as far as medications go is Chantix. The generic is varenicline, and the way that it works is that it binds to nicotine receptors better than nicotine does. So while you're taking this medicine, if you smoke, you don't get any reward from it at all. And so what my patients have reported to me is that they're smoking and they just think, ugh, this doesn't even feel or taste good, and they want to set it down and they're just not interested anymore. And it works really, really well, and patients have been very successful with it. It can have some side effects, generally nausea, and sometimes people will have very vivid, strange dreams on it. I've only had a couple of patients ever that have had to quit because of side effects. Most of the time, if I counsel them in advance that this might happen, then that's just a way that they know that the medicine is working. We definitely encourage people to take these medications for at least 3 months. I prefer that people take it for a year so that you can make it through all your typical holiday settings and other things and the general stressful situations, so that you can have one good year under your belt before you set out on your own. Other treatment options that you may pursue and that may or may not be helpful are acupuncture and hypnotherapy. Some people swear by them, some people can't tell that they've done anything, but they are resources that are available. As you go through this process, you want to make sure that you're reassessing your problem situations, and you might discover things as you go along and you think, I'm about to go to the family reunion, or something big is coming up and I know that's going to be stressful for me. So touch base frequently with your support system. They want to help you. They need to know that you need help sometimes. Now for the dreaded relapse. It's not inevitable, but many people do relapse when they get in an old familiar situation or they're very stressed. Sometimes they'll pick up a cigarette thinking it'll just be one cigarette, but it never is. And so if you've relapsed, don't beat yourself up and don't feel like you've failed. You can get back on the horse, you can do it again. These resources are all still there, and the end goal is still your health being better in the long run. So talk to the people who are going to encourage you, not the people who are going to beat you up. Cut yourself a little slack. Not too much slack, but cut yourself some slack. Enough that you can say, I can do this. And if you need help, reach out to the 1-800-QUIT-NOW hotline. They can help you too. As a side note, I touched earlier on behavior replacement. If you just don't know what to do instead of something like this, walk around a store and find something you would like to do. Walk around Michael's or Hobby Lobby, find painting or build birdhouses or cross stitch. Play the piano, take up a new instrument of whatever you want to do. Make sure that it occupies your brain and your hands, because something has to work for this oral fixation. I don't recommend taking up eating, because people might gain weight anyway when they quit smoking, and we don't want to do anything that is going to lend itself to weight gain, because then you might be tempted to go back to smoking. If you do need to have something to snack on or to put in your mouth, cinnamon toothpicks work great. Sugar-free gum gives your mouth something to do as long as you don't have jaw problems or tooth problems. And carrot sticks, celery, other things like that would be healthy snacks. If you know you're going to turn to food, make sure that you stock up on things that are low calorie and low carbohydrate, so that you don't shoot yourself in the foot, so to speak. Arm yourself with lots of tools, and you can do this. There are lots of resources to help when you're ready. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned.